There exists a particular type of fatigue that no medical examination can detect. It is not caused by overworking yourself. It is not the result of insufficient sleep. It stems from being exposed to the wrong kind of energy for too long. The confusing thing is that, externally, everything in your life appears perfectly normal. No disaster has struck, and you are not facing any emergency. Yet something weighs on you in a way that is hard to put into words. You feel exhausted before your day even truly begins. You lack motivation in a way that does not match your actual situation. You feel disconnected from the things that once brought you meaning. And a slightly terrifying question starts forming in your mind. Have I grown tired of living? But something does not quite fit, because the moment you are by yourself, something changes. The atmosphere becomes lighter. The mental chatter fades. You breathe more freely when nobody is around. That is when the real question starts to take shape. What if life itself is not what is wearing you down, but rather the people in it? Psychology draws a very clear line here. Today, I want to walk you through 7 indicators that what you are experiencing is not depression, not burnout, and not a lack of direction. It is something much more precise and much more solvable. Sign 1. You feel at peace when you are on your own. Not lonely solitude. Not avoidant solitude, genuinely calm solitude. There is zero pressure when it is just you. No performing. No monitoring how you are perceived. No worrying about how your words might be interpreted. Your mind finally gets a chance to rest. And for the first time in ages, being alone does not feel like something is absent. It feels like something has been given back. If you have begun anticipating alone time the way you once anticipated social gatherings, that change is not a flaw in you. It is your nervous system communicating something honest. It is saying that certain connections have been taking more from you than they return. Your body recognized this truth before your conscious mind allowed itself to accept it. Sign 2. Talking to people has started feeling like a chore. You notice a message and what you feel is not exactly dread. But it is not excitement either. You set the phone aside, promising yourself you will respond later. Later turns into evening. Evening turns into the following morning, and you still have not written back. Not because the person does not matter to you, but because engaging requires something you are running dangerously low on. Even casual conversation, the kind that once flowed effortlessly, now feels like a task requiring deliberate effort. You catch yourself going through conversational motions while a quieter part of you simply waits for it to end. This is not antisocial tendencies. This is what occurs when your emotional bandwidth has been overextended for so long that even simple interactions begin to feel costly. Sign 3. Other people's negativity affects you differently now. You used to be able to take it in stride, a friend venting, someone else's chaos. The persistent low-level tension that some people seem to radiate wherever they go. You could handle it. Stay composed. Be the grounding force. Now you feel it hit you before they even finish speaking. Your energy plummets almost instantly. Where you once leaned in, now you just want to pull away. Where you once helped sort through problems, now you lack the bandwidth to carry someone else's burden when your own load is already overwhelming. This is not becoming heartless. This is a signal that your capacity for emotional turbulence has maxed out. When we are rested and truly replenished, we can support others through their struggles. When we are running on empty, that same support becomes something our system simply cannot maintain. Your response to negativity has not turned you into a colder person. It has exposed just how depleted you have become. Here is something to reflect on before we move forward. None of these indicators mean you have stopped caring about people. None of them mean you have turned selfish, or distant, or problematic. What they reveal is that at some point, you began pouring from a cup that was already dry. You kept appearing, kept being available, kept absorbing other people's energy when yours was already gone. And now your mind and body are doing the only thing they can when reserves hit zero. They are drawing you inward not as punishment, but as protection. Stay with me, because the next 4 signs will clarify exactly what your energy has been trying to communicate. Sign 4, you have given up on explaining yourself. There was a period when being misunderstood felt like an emergency. You would invest real effort ensuring the other person grasped your viewpoint, your logic, your intent. You would revisit things, reward them, make another attempt. Now you do not bother, not because you have nothing left to express, but because you have been through enough situations where you explained yourself completely and still left feeling invisible, so you know the effort is not always worthwhile. Silence has taken on a new meaning for you, not surrender, but self-protection. You have quietly discovered, without any grand declaration, that your inner calm matters more than being understood by those who were never truly paying attention. Sign 5. You are deliberately keeping distance from certain people. There are individuals you once spoke with frequently. Now, when their name lights up your screen, something inside you tightens slightly, not out of hatred, not because of any dramatic falling out, but because experience has taught you precisely how you will feel once the interaction is over. Drained, diminished, as though something was taken without your consent. So you opt for space. And the striking thing is that the distance brings relief, not guilt, not isolation relief. That sensation is data. Your energy can distinguish between people who replenish you and people who drain you, even while your rational mind still tries to treat everyone equally. Sign 6. You hunger for depth and can no longer fake otherwise. You do not need more connections in your life, you need authentic ones. Conversations with substance. The kind of bond where you voice what you actually think and the other person responds with genuine recognition. You are done performing intimacy with people who only engage with the shallow version of you. Because of this, your social circle has been naturally shrinking, not through arguments or dramatic exits, just through a quiet, honest process of releasing bonds that were never truly genuine. This is not withdrawing from the world. This is wisdom, and it is among the clearest markers of emotional maturation, even when it resembles loss. Sign 7. You carry an emotional fatigue that no amount of sleep can cure. You can sleep a full night and still wake up exhausted, not in your muscles, the kind of weariness that sits behind your eyes, the kind that makes every task demand slightly more energy than it should, the kind that rest alone cannot address, because it is not your physical body that needs recovery, it is your emotional core. Emotional exhaustion does not heal with sleep the way physical tiredness does. It heals with space, with silence, with distance from the specific energy that has been withdrawing from you without ever giving anything back. Psychology confirms this clearly. Ongoing emotional depletion from relationships that perpetually take more than they offer is one of the most widespread yet least acknowledged causes of fatigue. You are not being dramatic for acknowledging it. You are not fragile for needing distance from it. You are being truthful. And truthfulness about what is costing you is the first step toward safeguarding what remains. You feel more at ease alone than with most people currently. Conversations drain you more than they once did. Other people's negativity strikes faster and deeper. You have stopped justifying yourself to people who were never genuinely listening. You are choosing distance from certain individuals and feeling relief rather than guilt. You crave meaningful connection and refuse to accept anything less. And you carry a tiredness that sleep simply cannot touch. This is not a personality defect. This is not a broken relationship with existence. This is what happens when someone who feels intensely and gives freely has been doing so for too long in the wrong direction. Your energy has been flowing toward people and environments that never reciprocate. And now something within you is asking softly but insistently for something new. For stillness. For breathing room. For the kind of bond that leaves you feeling more yourself, not less. Do not rush to push yourself back into the same cycles that led you here. Pay attention to what your energy has been trying to say. Because you are not exhausted by life itself. You are exhausted by the wrong kind of people. And recognizing that distinction is where everything begins to shift.